the fairly current show. Pop TV.
Hi Kian Ming, welcome to the Fairly Current Show.
Thanks for having me. I've been looking forward to this moment all of my life.
Yes, finally, success. Now, a lot of Malaysians are thinking when the next general election is going to happen. After we heard recently, after the UMNO General Assembly, all this talk about it's going to happen, coming soon. It may not come soon, like Tun Dr. Mahathir said. We're going to go out, go to the ground, talk to everyone. Okay, and we've heard that the budget, for example, the 2011 budget is an election budget. But from where you stand, what you know as a political analyst, when do you think it's going to happen?
I think, first of all, we need to look at when the Sarawak state elections are going to happen. And I think once that has concluded, only can we have a better idea of when the general elections are going to be. I'm one of the people who think that it's not going to be concurrent, because I think Najib would be stupid to not have Sarawak state elections to be a barometer to test out how popular BN is in Sarawak. And how perhaps popular he is in that state, because this state has 31 parliamentary seats, only 2 of which are in opposition's hands. So my projection is that the opposition would definitely do better in the Sarawak state elections. The only question is whether they will be successful to deny the BN 2/3 in Sarawak. And if that happens, then the likelihood of there being a general elections being called very soon after that is going to be not very high. And I think one has to remember also that there's also a financial incentive involved here, in the sense that the longer the general elections get delayed, the more time Najib and his close associates would have to sort of like monetize whatever big projects that they would parcel out there.
And so we're looking at maybe most likely time frame of April to July, because Sarawak state election has to happen before July.
Yeah, I would probably say March March next year would be the Sarawak state elections, and for the general election, I'm looking at end of 2011, beginning of 2012.
Yeah, because some people say that 11 is the favorite number of Dato' Sri Najib.
So serious, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
I put that down.
So maybe you might call it in November of 2011.
Oh, then maybe 11.
Which cannot happen because it's going to have a big thing happening on that day.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
Yeah. But do you think, the opposition, the Pakatan Rakyat, as well as the other independents,
the Parti Cintai Malaysia,
Parti Cinta Malaysia, as well as SCPP, who haven't aligned to either side, do you think that they can muster some kind of a force to combat or to fight or to?
Well, my prediction has always been that Najib would not be able to do 2 things that he needs to do to survive as Prime Minister, which is to regain 2/3 and to win back Selangor. Right. The reason why I say this is that the opposition actually didn't do very well in Sabah and Sarawak in 2008, and also in Johor. In Sarawak at least, definitely at least 3 Chinese majority seats would very likely fall to the opposition. There will be a bit more depending on how the opposition does in the Sarawak state elections, which means that the BN would lose between another 3 to 5 parliamentary seats in Sarawak. Another 2 to 3 may go in Sabah, and the other there may be another 4 to 5 in Johor that may go as well, because of the non-Malay majority vote swing that will happen in those places. So because of that, and also because there's no alternative BN candidate for Menteri Besar or UMNO candidate for Menteri Besar that's acceptable to the electorate in Selangor, this means that Najib would not be able to win back Selangor or the 2/3 majority. Means that he would probably have to face a challenge from Muhyiddin.
There's this talk about change, whether there is a change in Putrajaya, or at least if not change in government, then within UMNO, within Barisan. How should Malaysians generally be prepared or get ready for these kind of changes? Because right now a lot of the imagination, I think, is up to the day of voting. Okay, we know who we want to vote for, but there's no real imagination for thinking what happens in the day after. We're hearing words like amnesty, we're hearing words like emergency, we're hearing words like buy water or whatever it is. So what do you think people should be ready?
I think that's a great point because the way I see it, there's going to be two transitions that Malaysians have to be prepared for. The first transition is the transition that will probably happen after the 13 GE from Najib to Muhyiddin, and the next transition that will happen after that would be from Muhyiddin to probably a Anwar-led or Pakatan Rakyat government, right? So there will be things that will happen during those two transitions that the people would have to be prepared for, and I think they are related. One, for example, everyone must make sure that they put pressure on whoever their elected reps are, as well as the people they know among the corridors of power, and I'm talking about not just BN, not just UMNO, not just MCA and the other political parties, but the people within the civil service who call the shots, the people within the police as well as the army, for example, that may be called to contain whatever violence that may arise, whether it's from pro-BN people or pro-opposition people, and all of us, have friends, who are in one of the four categories that I just mentioned. And I think it's very important for us to tell our friends in these four categories that we need to respect due process, we need to respect rule of law, and we need to respect the election results, whatever they may be, so that there can be peaceful transitions during these 2 periods of time.
Peaceful democratic transitions.
Peaceful democratic transitions.
Now, I don't know if we have much time left. Do we have much time? Okay. Not really. Not really. A bit, okay. Very quick question, because you're a political analyst and there's been a lot of talk about political analysts. Yeah, we hear about Ethos, we hear about McKinsey. Getting
political. Those are business.
Sorry, business consultants. Yeah,
business consultants.
But at the same time, I think I just want to talk about consultants, analysts, and how is it that they are engaged with either political bodies who are in a place to disburse largesse, business largesse, as well as political parties. What are your thoughts as a political analyst about these kind of analyst creatures or corporations or firms?
Yeah, as a former BCG consultant, I would say,
Boston
Consulting Group. Yes, I know the industry a little bit, and I would say that if the people, the normal rakyat actually knew, number one, how much the government and GLCs were paying these organizations.
Like how much?
A 2-month project, like for example, one of the NKA labs would cost probably around the region of 2 million ringgit for a team of 4 to 5 consultants.
2 million?
This peanuts lah. Yeah,
okay.
Peanuts, yeah. Small change.
I wish we had 2 million.
Me too.
Okay,
But
then?
I think if let's say the people were to really know the kind of value that they deliver, I'm not saying that they don't deliver value, but I think it's definitely not 2 million ringgit worth of value. And the amount of expenses they incur in terms of staying in 5-star hotels, in terms of having their foreign consultants fly in who may not know much about Malaysia, or on business class or sometimes first class, right? So, the expense that comes out from the taxpayers' money is actually quite a lot, but just that people actually don't really know about it.
Okay, well, at the risk of, getting more people on a lot of people's, not so, I don't like Kian Ming kind of list.
It's okay, yeah. It's growing by the day.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thanks.